Hey, it's Joey Balladonna here from Anthrax, and this is SAGAS.
Well,
look, this is a big one.
I didn't break out and join the podcast today.
It is now time for Devil's Advocate. Same time, same place, awesome.
What's going on, everybody? This is Corbin, the Serpent Tongue Skipwith.
And this is Rand the Berserker Marvel. And this is
SAGAS. We have a very special guest today, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Justin Stryker. I am the vocalist of a deathcore band called Skybaus from Dallas, Texas, United States.
Nice. Thank you so much for being with us. I know your time is scarce today, so we'll try to make the most of it.
Thanks for having me, brother.
No, that's good. All right. So for those who don't know, we'll be talking about your EP2, which for the longest time, I for some reason thought it was called 3. I don't know whether the mistake happened, but
hey, it's all good. Hey, we're getting 3 working out right now anyway, so it's good.
Yeah.
We'll pick that back up here in a little bit.
And yeah, we just got a bunch of questions for you while you're with us. And yeah, so first thing I want to ask is, how long have you guys been a band for?
I want to say the original 3 members, our guitarist, drummer, and our bassist, they started in like late 2020. And it was really just kind of a hangout jam session type of thing. And it evolved really quickly into what was going to be a 3-piece instrumental project. And over the course of a few months, they decided that they wanted to bring in a vocalist. And I think in October of 2021 is when I joined the band.
Nice. Yep. Nice. Fred?
Nice. Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations on a killer EP, bro. Like, it's absolutely monsters. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I'm a music head as well. And, you know, recording is my whole life, you know, being in the studio and gigging and touring and stuff. So my thing I love asking is, where did you record the studio? Or where did you record the studio? Where did you record the EP?
Actually, we recorded both EPs at the same location. A guy named Nick Forkel. He is the guitarist of what's his name of his band? Turbid North. Sorry, Nick Forkel with Turbid North. He records out of his house. It's not a extraordinary setup, man. It's just a basic mic, computer. You know, got a few pads on the walls. Nothing crazy, dude. It's real DIY type of feel, man.
Yeah, man. Well, it doesn't sound at all like that. Like, it sounds like proper, you know, top tier kind of production.
He does good work, man.
Yeah, man. Amazing stuff. Like, absolutely amazing. Like, we'll get onto your vocals later on, but
yeah.
So regarding the EP, talk us through what kind of sound you guys are going for to be on the EP, and do you feel after it's been released, do you feel like you accomplished whatever sound you were going for?
It's kind of hard to say. I'm not really sure that we had a vision for the EP once we were going into it. To give you kind of a backstory on why I'm saying that, like, the first EP, the majority of the music was written before I ever came in the band. Matter of fact, I think the week that I went in to record the first EP, I was still writing lyrics. So after that first EP dropped, a lot of things progressed really quickly. And we were playing 2 shows a month almost for 6-7 months. And then we kind of started to realize that, hey, we can maybe take this a little bit heavier, you know, now that we have a vocalist and we have more of a direction. So that's what we did. So going into the EP, we had 2 songs written early on. I want to say back in July or August of last year. And we actually recorded them in August. So we kind of, you know, hung on those for a little bit, and then finished out the EP in January of this year, actually. And so it was kind of a little span of evolution, I guess, of Skybaus over a period of 6 to 8 months. And I'm pretty sure you can tell the difference between the 2 EPs. It's not even the same band in a lot of respects, but yeah, I think going forward, we just want to write heavy caveman shit, man. That's really, it's just the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing crazy about it. We just want to make people fucking bang their heads, dude. That's it.
Sweet. Yeah,
Nice.
man. And I'd love to make it to one of your shows, man. I'd say the sound is monsters. But yeah, so like
Yeah.
obviously the Dallas music scene, you know, is even over here in Ireland and Donegal and the sticks up the top of the country. We hear all this, you know, cool stuff that's going down. Have you got any insights or any stories or anything you can tell us about the scene over there?
Man, I know it's crazy. It's been crazy for a long time. Like growing up in this scene, there was a lot of metalcore, hardcore, and cutting your teeth. You know, we were going to shows every weekend. And I guess as I got older, I kind of grew out of a few areas of the scene and stopped going to shows for a while. And in the meantime, that like the local scene in Dallas kind of started to not fade away, but it started to get a lot of different things were happening in the area. And so it kind of got pushed out, I guess. So now it's just a broad spectrum of the DFW area, which is freaking massive. There's just a lot of good bands, and we got everything from hardcore, death metal. You list it, you name it, man. We got it pretty much. Yeah.
Nice. Class.
Yep.
You know, it's funny because obviously you know that I wrote a review for the EP before Sagas. And I said to you personally, actually, I'm not sure if I forgot if I wrote this in the actual review, but I said to you personally that it's always a brilliant sign for me when the band reminds me of the Mitch Lucker era of Suicide Silence. And you know, to me, your vocal style and the production, it just reminds me of that in spades, you know, and like you can really tell, like as you said, that you were going for that, you know, hardcore caveman shit because you can hear it. And I gotta say, how straining was it for you as a vocalist to do those kind of that whole EP, because it sounds monstrous?
It's funny that you asked that, because part of the reason it took us so long to finish it was we all got sick, and we're talking around the holidays too. So pretty much, I want to say after Halloween is when things started getting kind of screwy. Our bassist father got hospitalized. A bunch of other shit happened. Literally every one of us got sick. 2 of us got COVID. It was a good stretch of time where it was just like fucking beat down after beat down. So going into record those last 2 songs, man, I had a sinus infection. There was a lot of takes that I had to redo. But like I said, man, he was easy to work with and he made it sound fucking monstrous. So very, very lucky to have him on our side with that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I know.
Just makes, oh, go on ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, based on this EP alone, I know that Mitch Lucker, who's unfortunately probably in hell, he was a sucker fuck, but he's probably looking up at you and smiling. So good job for that.
I mean, that means a lot, dude, because Mitch Lucker was one of my biggest influences, obviously, in deathcore. I never really, I guess, tried to model my voice after him. I was more of like the Whitechapel, like Phil's lows really like kind of really got me interested in vocals, but Mitch's highs were just fucking, you know, they were off the chains and or off the charts. And so having you say that about my vocals means a lot, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because like we done a Suicide Silence album on the podcast before, right? And all we kept talking about the whole time was his vocals and how insane they were, and just, you know, so like, yeah, we have a massive shed load of love for your style of vocals, you know, and I could go on for days and days and days and days about how you're actually, you know, way ahead of where you should be at this stage, brother. Like you're literally, you know, hitting with the big boys, you know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate that, brother.
And like for such a short time, like, so come here, you're a total deathcore roster, fellas. So how did that all come about? How did that come about? And you know, what changed for you?
Man, I think, I was talking I'm sorry, what was your name again, brother? Corbin. Corbin. I've got my best friend's name is Corbin, by the way. He spells it with an I. So I guess it's kind of hard to say going. Could you rephrase the question again? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, just like you since you've
just had a brain fart, dude.
Since you've been with Total DeathCore,
Total DeathCore, right?
Yeah.
Man, it's been good. It's been good. He's been doing a lot of good things for us. He's been picking up bands like freaking crazy, and that's really what he's been doing for a long time is scouting. And I think now he wants to build this into more of like an actual label, and I'm all for it. He's done really good things for us so far, and I'm stoked to work with him in the future. And really take us up a notch and see, get the connections and networks. Through him, we've already booked our first out of town run. So I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm stoked for the future, man.
Delighted to hear it, bro. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing better than having like a good support system behind the band when you put so much, especially when now we know how hard it was producing this record. You know what I mean? Just the pain that you put into it, and the anguish that you had to go through in order to push through and bring this beautiful product out to us. So well deserved, brother. Well deserved.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, to kind of rehash that, the guitar solo on "Make America Groove Again." So when he went in to record that, because the main track had already been written recorded, I guess, for a couple weeks at that point, and he came back later to do the solo. Well, he couldn't hear shit. Like he had ear infection. He couldn't hear anything out of his ears, and so he went in there and just laid the fucking the lead down. It was just like, that's it. So it's little backstories like that I hope that people can appreciate, man, because it's a 4-song EP, but there's a lot of fucking time and anguish, I guess, that you said earlier, that went into it for sure.
You can hear it, and the solo. I've heard a bunch of people, anybody that I've came across that had listened to it or reviewed it or spoke about it, or I've let my mates hear it. They're all talking about that solo. Funny enough, because it's not expected, and it's got this. What I like to describe a solo as like a bitchin' solo or a whittle. It has it's excellent, man. I absolutely love it. This is my little slogan on the podcast. It's bitchin' solo. So
bitchin' solo. Oh yeah.
It gets the bitchin' solo thumbs up.
I like that.
So why an EP rather than a studio album?
That's a good question, man. I think for us, really, it makes sense to do the EP because of our evolution, I guess. And I really don't think we have found that sound yet. I think it's still evolving. It may never reach a final point. Every fucking EP, every album could be different. But what I do know is, we're going to keep this method, keep this model of singles and EPs for the foreseeable future. It's just, it makes more sense, cost effectiveness. It's easier, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to market. And it gives us more time to focus on a smaller batch of songs and craft those songs the way we want them to be, instead of, looking at a whole body of work, 10, 12 songs. And I feel like things fall through the cracks with that. So for now, it's just going to be singles and EPs, man.
Yeah. Nah,
unless we get signed to like a huge label and they're like, yeah, you got to do it.
Nice. That right.
Which could easily happen very soon, brother, because you're building up a lot of traction. I've been involved in music most of my life, and I can see when I see something special, I see something, I know it's good, bro. And you boys are on a trajectory that I see, and it's not blowing smoke up your ass, just being honest about what I see. But speaking about guitars, right? Because we have a lot of people that tune in are guitar players or bass players, and I love asking what instruments were used on the record. Guitar and bass. Just
guitar and bass wise, I want to say our guitarist plays a Jackson 7-string, and I don't know what the fucking model is. I do play, but I'm not like deep gear head into all of it like that. And then our bassist plays a 5-string, and he's a fucking beast, man. He's just you can hear those fat, chunky tones all over that EP, man. And I'm very blessed to have these guys behind me for sure. And our drummer, he's I don't even know what fucking kit he plays on, to be honest with you. It's a simple setup. He doesn't have a shitload of crazy cymbals and toms. He just keeps it heavy, keeps it fast, and keeps it simple, man.
Sweet. Well,
yeah. Sorry, I wish I could answer more of your questions, bro.
I know. Well, I'll segue on that one to your instrument, your vocals, right? So, have you any techniques or any style that you could, or tips you could give to aspiring death metal vocalists out there?
Man, I know with everybody it's different, and it took me a long time to get where I am now. I guess I've been singing for most of my life, since I was 10 or 11 years old, and then screaming probably since I was 16 or 17. A lot of trial and error. You really have to understand like what you put in your body. It affects your throat, it affects your voice. And if you don't take care of it, for sure, it'll, it's not going to take care of you. The warm-ups, find your favorite pocket warm-ups and just, sit on them, do them religiously, especially before shows, before you go record, stuff like that, man. Stay hydrated. That's it. That's all I can say, dude. As far as techniques and stuff goes, it's hard, man, because there's so many different styles and approaches at vocals nowadays. Really just for aspiring vocalists, man, just find who you want to be, model your voice after, and just dig deep. Don't push too hard. And it's definitely something that you want coming from your diaphragm. You don't want to force it from your throat. That's where your injuries come into play. So yeah.
Well said, brother. Well said. Like it.
Appreciate you.
So what can we be expecting from you guys in the near future?
Near future, we are actually playing. We're opening for a band called Tactosa next Friday. They are up and coming band coming out of Florida, and definitely a throwback to that Suicide Silence type of deathcore. Matter of fact, they just dropped an EP not too long ago, and I swear, dude, it's like fucking Suicide Silence 2.0. Slam's a little bit harder, dude, but it's right up that alley, and I'm so stoked to be playing with them. We're actually going to be playing that show with two of our friends' bands as well, so it's going to be a good show. And then I want to say in April we have 420 Fest. That's a total deathcore event. There's a little tour coming to town. Most bands on the bill are total deathcore bands. So there's that. And then we have a summer run coming up July 6th, 7th, and 8th, I believe. And it's just, we're staying in Texas, nothing crazy, but we're going down south. So yeah, it'll be our first out of town shows, man. And hopefully by then we'll have momentum picked up for the next EP, bro.
Sweet.
Nice. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. Speaking of playing live, have you a favorite track from this EP that you like playing live?
Means to an End.
Yeah,
Means to an End. It's currently the song that we finished our set with, and we had our EP show back a few weeks ago, and we have guest vocals on that song, and the guy that did the guest vocals was able to be at the show, and man, there's something about that song, dude. It got everybody going. It's one of those songs that you can't help but move to. So finishing our set with it is like perfect right now. I'm really stoked about that song.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Fuck yeah. I was just gonna say, because I know I can imagine your time is pressed short at the moment with not too much time left. I just want to ask.
Oh yeah, I've got about 10 minutes left, brother. I'm sorry.
Do you guys? Because we normally like to have our guests choose our album for the week after. So for the coming week, we'd like to have our guests choose what album we cover on Sagas. Do you have an idea for an album you want us to cover?
Do I have an idea?
Yep, it can be any band from the Beatles to Suicide Silence.
I'm gonna have to say Tactosa, man. I'm gonna have to show some love to Tactosa, bro. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. Tactosa. The EP is called Exit Wounds. This is what it looks like right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Check that album out.
Nice. I'll definitely write that down and remember that.
Well,
Cool.
Corbin's writing that down. Just speaking of showing the artwork there, I just wanted to ask about the artwork for the EP. It's really cool. Like, who was the artist?
It's a guy named I don't even know what his actual name is. His Instagram handle is Worst Art, and he's from Indonesia. I probably couldn't pronounce his name even if I knew it. But he's a really cool dude. He's done a lot of artwork for us, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. So,
Sweet.
yep.
Nice. Well, I got that written down, so that's all good.
Yeah.
So for your EP3 coming eventually, what kind of changes do you think you'd make to it compared to this one? Anything you're going to elevate? Anything you're going to do differently?
Well, we do. We still haven't found that breakdown that we want yet. So we're looking for the heaviest fucking breakdown that we can write. We really want to take more of a slam and beat down approach moving forward. Just, that chunky guitar and the way our drummer does this thing, man, it makes sense. And of course, adding our own little Skybaus flair to it. Our guitarist has a lot of Pantera and like Cannibal Corpse influences. So that part's never going away. But we definitely want to pick up the slam and the beat down moving forward.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I just have a fun question I'd like to ask you. Speaking about recording and going forward, if you could collaborate with any musician, alive or dead, who would it be?
Whoa. Damn, man. I'd have to say, if I'd go with a guest vocalist, and if I'd pick Phil from Whitechapel. If I get him on a song, dude, I would pick him for sure.
Nice.
That's it.
Good answer, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you were trying so hard. Like I knew it took everything for you not to say your favorite, Britney Spears or Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Yeah.
this. Thank you for choosing someone middle.
Oh yeah. Hey man, no, funny story. One of my biggest influences as a kid was Garth Brooks. So watching that dude dance on stage and do what he did, he broke a lot of barriers for live music in general, but especially for that genre. And I remember watching that dude on stage when I was 3 and 4 years old, and I want to do that. I want to be an entertainer. So yeah, man, you got to draw influence from wherever you can get it, brother.
That's it, bro. That's 100% it, bro.
Nah, well, for me personally, I still remember this is, why not tell a story of our own? I still remember when I was in primary school and we had show and tell day, and obviously as an adult, I'll never do this, but as a kid, I was dumb and fucked up. As a kid, I went into the school and I brought in my CD player and I danced to the new Boys on the Block.
Oh shit!
That band, and
yeah,
that was my shit.
Hell yeah! Hey, you got a video of that, man?
If I did, it would be burned by now. Fuck that. So that's my funny music memory.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Good times. Look, well, that's all the questions we have for you today. But thank you so much for having for taking the time, especially at work, to be on the podcast. So
absolutely, thanks for having me, man.
As soon as it comes out next week, I'll obviously you'll be the first to know about it. We'll push a bit more, promotional stuff to get excited for next week, and I'll send it to all my connects we can and try pump this episode to be the biggest we've had so far. So
Fuck yeah, man.
Wow.
Thank y'all. And again for showing your love. This is the first interview I've done outside of the States, and by far the biggest that I've done for Skybaus. So this is awesome, man. Thank you guys so much.
Sweet,
No, thank you very much. And yeah, we'll be in contact regularly, I imagine, because I have on Facebook. So we'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
All right, thank
Take
you
care
very
of
much.
yourself, guys.
Have a good
Thank
one.
y'all.
Have a good one, brother. Mind yourself.